Hey everybody, and welcome back to another Too Long Didn't Rules. Today we're going to take a look at Wheels of Vengeance 048 Ghost Rider and his King of the Underworld trait. Now this trait is pretty straightforward, but people tend to overthink it a little bit and confuse themselves, I think. So, first up, let's take a look at the King of the Underworld trait. Ghost Rider and adjacent friendly characters can use their powers regardless of opposing effects. Protected Pulse Wave. Now, again, pretty straightforward. Protected Pulse Wave means that he can use this ability during Pulse Wave. Without it, he couldn't, even though it says he can use his powers regardless of opposing effects. But a trait is an ability, which is not a power. So we need that nice little Protected Pulse Wave at the end to make sure the trait does anything. Now, we're going to focus in on the phrase can use their powers. This is the optimal, important, however you want to say it, phrase that lets you understand how the trait works. And I think a lot of people tend to overthink it and forget what can use means in Heroclix. So they think that it does a whole bunch of stuff that it just doesn't. So let's take a look at the comprehensive rulebook and what it has to say about can use. 20.1 can use. A character can use a specific power or ability if it is visible through their combat dial slot powers or available through a symbol printed on their base abilities. Inherent abilities, special powers, and trait abilities on a Heroclix card may also grant the use of powers or abilities that a character can use. That's what can use means when you read it in a power. It just means they can use it. It doesn't mean that it's going to always be effective. It doesn't mean that it's always actually going to apply. So when we look back at King of the Underworld, all King of the Underworld is saying is that normally, say through Outwit or Pulse Wave or an effect that says opposing characters can't use speed powers, none of those can actually stop Ghost Rider and adjacent friendly characters from using their powers. So let's look at a specific example that a lot of people like to think of. Energy Shield Deflection. We'll say Energy Shield Deflection. Even though, well, actually, that's why we will say this. So Energy Shield Deflection modifies a character's defense value +2 when it's targeted by a range attack. So if a character, if adjacent to Ghost Rider, has ESD and is targeted by Pulse Wave, people go, well, does that mean it can use it? And the answer is yes, but it doesn't actually matter because Pulse Wave only cares about your printed defense value. So modifiers don't actually matter anyway. ESD will modify your defense, but when you roll that attack roll for Pulse Wave, it's only going to care about your printed. Another good interaction is Stealth. So Stealth normally causes a character occupying Hindering to have lines of fire drawn to it blocked. If a character were adjacent to Ghost Rider and an opposing character with improved targeting Hindering attempted to target the character in Stealth, they would be able to. The character in Hindering can still use Stealth, just like normal, but that use of Stealth doesn't prevent the use of improved targeting Hindering. Another example are characters with damage reducers like Toughness or Impervious or Invulnerability. When adjacent to Ghost Rider, they will still be able to use their damage reducers. However, if they are targeted with penetrating damage, that damage will not be reduced because the use of their powers is not being prevented. In normal terms, in normal uses, Ghost Rider simply prevents powers from being outwitted allows powers to be used during pulse wave, and like I said, other effects that may say any effect that says a character can't use their power, Ghost Rider protects against. But if that power, if an effect doesn't say anything about can't use, Ghost Rider's not going to protect against it. Like we've already laid out. Improved targeting will still work against stealth. Penetrating damage will still work against reducers because there's no can use, can't use language in any of them. So hopefully that helps. Like I said, focus on can use, not is effective, not, I don't know how else to use it because can use is what matters. Can use and can't use. Those are the phrases that you are looking for to know whether powers interact with the King of the Underworld trait. Hopefully that helps illuminate some things. As always, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And please offer more suggestions. I know it's been a minute, but I am enjoying doing these. And I want to help people learn. Till next time, do good.